Donald Trump has escalated his campaign against Harvard University, threatening to take away $3 billion in grants and lashing out at some of its foreign students as radicalized lunatics. Trump said he would consider removing the money from Harvard and giving it to trade schools in the US. In fact, in a separate post, he railed against the university's international students, saying he was waiting on Harvard to supply foreign student lists so that the US government could determine how many radicalized lunatics, troublemakers, all should not be let back into our country. These are the US president's words. The comments intensify Trump's attack on Harvard since his inauguration as the US president in January, including a freeze of more than $2.2 billion in federal funding for grants at the university. And for further clarity, live from LA, we have with us political consultant Matt Link. Matt, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us on NDTV. Is Donald Trump's targeting of Harvard really about university governance, or is this a calculated culture war playing out as some argue?
Well, it's a little bit of both. I think on the one hand, Donald Trump and his supporters are clearly upset at Harvard University's really lack of attention to aggressive anti-Semitic protests that occurred for a very long time. Unlike other universities in the United States that have played ball, so to speak, with the Trump administration, Harvard has not. And right. Donald Trump is acting accordingly. But his announcement that he's considering potentially giving $3 billion of grant money to trade schools, that's a direct play to Donald Trump's base. The strongest Donald Trump supporters are non-educated men, or non-college educated men, I should qualify. And I think that trade schools are where they're going to go to gain the skills they need to be gainfully employed right. in a higher tech economy in the United States. So it's a win-win for Donald Trump if he decides to do it.
While Trump says, though, the money would be better spent on trade schools, Matt, is this a clever pivot to working class America, or would you argue it's a veiled attack on liberal academia?
Well, it's both. It is a definite play to working class America that, by the way, they now vote Republican. So it's putting his money where his mouth is. Right. And it also is another attempt to tell Harvard, if you were going to take federal money, you can't play by your own set of rules. This is not about free speech. This is about doing things the American way. And they simply want a list of students so that they can check to see if they participated in the pro-Hamas riots that were so prevalent on Harvard University's campus. And Harvard is not cooperating.
Well, but calling foreign students radicalized lunatics, demanding lists from Harvard, some argue that this is dog whistle politics. Meanwhile, others argue it's something more dangerous. But Matt, thanks so much for your time. We'll, of course, revert to you for regular updates.
Thanks for having me.